And
I
I
want to
know
mention a
with,
story that I did this week on the Utah Sandbox approving two more programs, the alternative legal services providers in Utah. I mean, they've approved a number of them now. But last week I talked about a story in Arizona under its alternative business structure program where they had approved the first three alternative business structures in Arizona, and those first three approvals were basically financial advisory and tax advisory firms that kind of already bordered on law and tax, and they didn't seem all that obviously related to access to justice issues. And so I thought it was notable the programs that were approved in Utah this week because they, I think, much more clearly demonstrate how this kind of a sandbox can address access to justice. There are two programs, both developed in conjunction with the Innovation for Justice program at the University of Arizona Law School. And they both deal with basically medical debt, which, you know, as we all know, is a huge problem. And they will create a couple of different pilot programs in Utah for non-lawyers or allied professionals, I guess I should call them, to deliver limited scope legal services, again, without lawyer supervision, just directly on their own to individuals who have medical issues, including medical debt. And, you know, I think we all know that so much of what happens when somebody has a major medical problem are all the other fallouts that occur from it in terms of legal issues and family issues and everything else. So I think it's really cool that they did that. I think it's just a great example of how these programs can in fact come up with programs that address access to justice issues in very meaningful ways.
Yeah, and kind of to that point, the fact that it was extended 7 years a week or two ago, hopefully the more that you start to see programs like that, it might spark a little spark of innovation that says, oh, we have 7 years, let's develop something like that ourselves and see if we can get into that program. So here's to hoping that it's something that just starts a snowball rolling a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, two things. So. We've talked a lot about at what point do you stop defining something as a startup? So, you know, extending that to 7 years almost still doesn't seem like enough time, but it's necessary to give that lead time. And, you know, there was a lot of criticism in the beginning with these sandboxes that, you know, these big for-profit companies would come in and it wouldn't serve the access to justice missions. So it's good to see these developments